In this training, we're going to take a look at how you can connect a status to an assigned to field so that people can better monitor the work that's been assigned to them inside of SmartSuite. So if that's of interest, stick around and let's get into it. Inside of a SmartSuite solution, whenever we create a new app, we by default see the following. It will create with a title field, the comments or conversation field, an assigned to field, a priority field, a status field, and a due date. Now these last four fields are the building blocks of creating new things that are assigned to people inside of SmartSuite. Let's take an example here. I'll call this 123 record. If I assign this record to myself, as I've done, and I set a priority, and I confirm a status, I'll keep it at backlog for now, and I assign a due date, this particular task now has all of the pieces that it requires in order to show up in my work inside of SmartSuite. So just to confirm that, I can click on my work, and if I look at the test use case solution, that's the solution I'm in right now, we now see that new example created right here. I can access it here from my work, and this is exactly what we see. Backlog, urgent, due date, etc. So verifying that this has now been added to my work. But what if we want to add another assigned to field and link a status field to that particular assigned to field? Yes, by default we have these fields, but maybe we want to create new ones. So let's take a look. I have another assigned to field. I start by adding a field and I select assigned to, and I'm going to change the name here to be assigned to 2 so that we note that this is a different assigned to field than the first one that started in our solution. I'll create this field. Next, let's add another field. This is going to be status to. Inside of this, I choose my status field type, and I change the name to status to, and we add the field. Now, these two things are not yet talking. What I want is that when the assigned to field is selected, that there's a status that monitors the progress of this particular thing. So let's get these two things talking. To start this process, I click on the assigned to field that I want to link to the status field. Let's go ahead and click here, scroll down to modify field settings, and now down here I have the option to choose if this particular person, when assigned, will have this record displayed in my work. And yes, that's exactly what I want. What I want to be able to do is connect it to that status field. Now please note that the first status field is grayed out. I can't choose it because it's already tied to a different assigned to field. So a status field can only be tied to one assigned to field in order to facilitate the my work process. So here I can only choose status to, which is exactly what I want for our example. Once I make that selection and I update the field, I can now assign this work to somebody. I'll pick myself again. I can choose a status. Let's put it in ready for review. And if I look at my work, I'm now going to see that information showing up in my test use case example. Here it is, that new assignment given to me based on the second status field. So you'll note that these bottom two records are actually the same record, but we're looking at different assigned to fields for different parts of a process that can exist inside of the same record. If you have any questions about what we covered in this training, please ask them below in the comment section of this video. And until then, we'll see you in the next training.